In our current world, people have bad lifestyle choices that are affecting their lives and health. In some cases, these choices also affect other people around them. We believe that people with poor lifestyle choices should have to pay part of their fee in the case in which the country offers free healthcare. If you have poor lifestyle choices, then you're affecting your health. Therefore, you're ruining your health in a way, and you're going to the doctor for this. Things like catching a cold or influenza are not entirely your choice. However, trouble breathing because of smoking or other similar cases are caused by the person choosing to do the action that caused it. You choose to smoke, you choose to drink. This is all your own choice, and you cause the symptoms that come with it. All right, so who are the stakeholders in this motion? Number one, it's the people with poor lifestyle choices. They are the one who are affected by this, as they now have to change their ways or have to pay an extra portion for their healthcare. Number two, the government. The government is using this extra money getting from people who don't change their ways to be able to feed back into the community and improve systems within there. Second speaker Isabella will elaborate on this more. Moving on to the model, we propose that when a patient comes in, they are asked about their lifestyle choices and habits. Although the patient could lie about this, some things are especially noticeable by the doctor. If the patient is found to be having bad lifestyle choices, defined as having habits or choices in their life that impacts their health or body, they are required to pay a quarter of the original fee instead of just receiving free healthcare like usual. Moving on to my arguments. Firstly, this can deter people. So there's two parts to this argument. Firstly, by making people pay for their healthcare, this can encourage people who have bad lifestyle choices to quit their bad habits and fix them. You now have to pay money for something that you didn't need to pay for before, and this pressures them into fixing their ways. While they may have been losing money previously because of their lifestyle choices, now that you're taking away something that they had previously before, it's more alerted to them. They can feel it better. So it's more likely for them to actually start fixing it. While side opposition may claim that there are also some people who have enough money and they don't care about this extra portion. These people are most likely people who are extremely privileged and probably not even using the public free healthcare in the first place. In the first place. We can help for in the case of these people, we can redistribute the money to help them through rehabilitation campaigns or education campaigns, etc., etc. Therefore, by making the people who have bad lifestyle choices now pay for something that they didn't have to before, this can put financial pressure on them to change their ways, as they now have to pay for healthcare as well. Taking something away that they had previously is an effective way in just for humans in general to make them actually be alerted to the change, to see what has happened. They can feel the impact much better than simply the harm being there from the beginning. Secondly, it deters people from adopting bad lifestyle choices, because people now have to pay for your healthcare. If they had bad lifestyle choices, they're now deterred from actually doing these acts and having these habits. So these people now are less likely to actually start these bad habits, as along with health concerns and the already present financial concerns, there's now the problem of taking away this thing that they currently have, free healthcare, and not having it anymore. An extra deterrent and a strong one will make sure that less people start these bad habits, which is much better for the healthy community. We can prevent more people from actually adopting these bad habits in the first place, which is good for their health and everyone around them. They no longer have to go the extra step after they realize that this habit is bad. And in order to fix them, we can stop them in the first place and prevent people from becoming the kind of person that has bad lifestyle choices before it happens, which is an effective way to go about it. So why do these two things matter? Number one, we can pressure and effectively convince people with bad lifestyle choices to fix our methods. This is improving their health and the society. People who have bad lifestyle choices can now fix it, and we can in the long term get rid of all the people with bad lifestyle choices. Number two, as I've explained before, we can deter other people from adopting these lifestyle choices. In conclusion, this is why the motion should stand. Proud to propose.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am the leader of opposition in today's debate under the motion. In countries with free healthcare, this House believes that people who make poor lifestyle choices should have to pay for part of the cost of their healthcare. We imagine a world where society helps and brings their hand up first to help people's own healthcare and the recovery as a community. However, our team strongly believes that this motion is not a productive way to punish those people. The status quo is that in the current society, there are common residents who are in poverty who have poor lifestyle choices in certain countries, and we need to focus on them for once. Before delivering our first two arguments, I would like to start with some rebuttals. The PM has stated that poor lifestyles are not good and just damaging human self, so they should pay part of their fee. However, this claim does not stand because, yes, we admit that this is bad, but why do we have to just put blame on the economy? We have much more smart and strategic moves we can complete, but why are we doing this? To add on, the argument this move will create a better impact on the lifestyle of the people does not make sense, as there are much more convenient ways to give a great impact. But why do we have to give the pressure to them as a resident in the society? For these reasons, the government states are not precise and clear already. Now I'll be moving forward to our first two arguments. Our first argument is about how we can't guarantee that this health problem is only about poor lifestyle. There are many reasons why a health problem could erupt, and yes, it could be a poor lifestyle. However, we can list dozens more circumstances a health problem could come out, and we never know. Then why do we have to create such a massive move as a government and the action that's not going to influence the people with poor lifestyles, but the entire society that is guilty enough as well? Now, the opposing side might argue that this is a serious problem and we have to solve this with only this strategy. Well, is it the best strategy? Look at the past. Did we create a good result in the current society by doing these kind of negative actions? Instead, in our team's perspective, we should help them and try to fix their lifestyle together. Aren't we a community? Our second argument is about how it could lead to a situation which continues to worsen and repeat itself. Think about it. Like I said in the status quo, if people who make poor lifestyle choices have to pay for their healthcare, wouldn't it have no effect and just worsen the situation? We are in a society that is in a hurry, and do we really have to just blame all the people in a poor lifestyle and just put all the fault in them? Instead, in our team's perspective, we can just solve this as a whole community and a society. And why in this world do we have to use these negative actions right now? Look at the past, because we have used negative actions towards people. Look at the society right now, and the result is negative right now. In summary, I have stated the status quo, our first two solid arguments, and some strong rebuttals as well. Our first argument is about how we can't guarantee that this health problem is only about poor lifestyle, and our second argument is about how it could lead to a situation which continues to worsen and repeat itself for the future. For these reasons, we take this debate home. Proud to oppose. Thank you.
Currently, in our world, bad lifestyle choices are a massive issue. There are people harming themselves without actually understanding the harm or impact they might be receiving, and we believe our side is the solution to these major issues going out there. The opposition claim that there are more effective ways to go about it. However, they haven't stated what other ways there are, and they do provide an alternative or another way to solve this problem at hand. They say that they should help them. However, how? Without what funding? Through what means? The opposition has claimed that this is not entirely their fault. However, they chose to start smoking or drinking. While smoking is addictive, they choose to do this in the first place. They cause addiction themselves. They cause this harm to their bodies. We are trying to help them with a more pressuring, guaranteed way to make them listen and actually have an incentive to make a change. So now I shall move on to my arguments. My first argument is how we can redistribute this money. In our world, when we put a portion of the tax for healthcare towards these bad lifestyle choices, we actually benefit the rest of the society and improve people's understanding of this issue with the remaining portion of tax. Meaning, by having individuals contribute to the costs associated with their lifestyle-related health issues, more resources would be allocated to treating non-lifestyle-related conditions or to improving overall healthcare services. So where would this money go? Some examples could be rehabilitation centers, better solutions, making people think more about this issue, better equipment for hospitals, or education and understanding more about these issues at hand. We think by doing this, we are not only putting more focus on these individuals that might be struggling, but also decrease the chances of bad lifestyle choices in the future, like our first speaker said, a deterrent. Although it may not be the best solution in the short term, think of how many improvements we could make in the long term. The amount of people understanding this issue, being educated about it, could overall benefit their thinking and usage when they approach these lifestyle choices, which would be a win-win in the end of the day as we improve lifestyle choices overall. My second argument is reducing a strain on the system. So Lifestyle-related diseases consume significant healthcare resources. Shifting some of these costs to the individuals would ease the burden on the system. After all, as we explained, they are the ones who chose to make this choice and make these bad decisions, whether it's smoking, taking drugs, etc. To make these people pay more, they might even have a more incentive to make a change, as no one would want to pay more just because of their lifestyle. Even though it may put more pressure on these individuals, like opposition said, it would overall benefit them, as they will have this deterrent and incentive to make a change and overall benefit them and the people in the long term. We could also encourage preventive care, as knowing they may have to contribute to treatment costs could motivate people to engage more in preventive care and regular checkups. This could lead to earlier detection and treatment of health issues, potentially improving outcomes and reducing long-term cost. So therefore, from what we have told you today, this is why we strongly agree with the motion, and we believe on our side we are actually the ones who are truly benefiting them. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the Deputy Leader of the Opposition in today's debate opposing the motion. In countries with free healthcare, this House believes that people who make poor lifestyle choices should have to pay the part of the cost of their healthcare. Rebuttals will be naturally integrated, so please listen carefully. Our opposition team believes that those people who make poor lifestyle choices also have the freedom of their choice of healthcare. Free healthcare systems in some countries are free because of the reason for equality for everyone. It should make sure that everyone can receive healthcare, whether they're poor lifestyle choices or the other. This is the main principle of free healthcare, as you may know at the following of the law. If this is violated, the people who have chosen the poor lifestyle would not have the right to choose healthcare. This is immoral and unjustified that only people who make poor lifestyle choices should pay the largest percentage of healthcare. The equal healthcare system should treat all individuals fairly regardless of their lifestyle choices. It could make the discrimination between those people and the wealthier, since it makes the stereotype which makes the people form the implicit biases. To add on, lifestyle choices are usually influenced by an individual's education, environment, or more. In this case, the government need to have a welfare or support them, not only making them to have pay for the more healthcare. To add on, lifestyle choices are usually people from the lower backgrounds who already struggle to access health promoting resources would suffer for the most of these penalties. So this isn't a win-win situation, and only penalizing those people for these choices without considering the further situation of the minors isn't justified. The government needs to try to have a welfare for the minors, since they will have so they have to give more incentives for their better life instead of making them to pay for the part of the cost of their healthcare. In the Constitution, individuals living in the poverty or bad conditions are guaranteed their lives and survival because they are too entitled to basic human rights and freedoms. They have not broken the law or engaged in morally wrong behavior. They have simply made their choices in their lives. This is their freedom, right? Using this as an excuse to make them pay for the most aspects of healthcare is unjustified and contributes to societal polarization. So overall, I have rebuilt the LO's arguments, rebutted the DPM's points, and presented our third argument. For these reasons, I'm very proud to oppose. Thank you.
In the current world that we live in, if the country offers people free healthcare, no matter how bad their lifestyle choices are, they can still get free healthcare. However, that poses a lot of problems. In my speech today, I will start my speech with a few rebuttals and then move on to the clashes. The first speaker said that there are so many more effective ways to solve the problem. However, they have not mentioned their alternative. Although they mentioned something about helping these people as a community, they have not told us how it is going to happen. As how does the community help an individual? They did not explain, so they cannot get any credit for this. The second speaker said that that free healthcare is to make sure that everyone gets equal and that everyone deserves a right to healthcare. However, there are some people who won't take free healthcare. For example, the more privileged people. Do you think they require this free healthcare? We acknowledge that the fact that this motion is under less privileged cases, but in our world, the privileged don't often use free healthcare. Therefore, this point doesn't stand. Also, we are giving these people the right to healthcare, just not free healthcare. But we are only making them pay 1/4 of the normal healthcare fee. And in return, they have a much better lifestyle and possibly a longer and better life. So we think this trade is worth it. The second speaker said that it would be better to have a welfare system or education system. However, we do already have this system. We already do have the system. However, we're just trying to emphasize it more, as currently we have the system, but many people still have make bad lifestyle choices. So we are trying to give them an actual incentive to make them change their behavior. Lastly, the second speaker said that these people do not deserve to pay as they have simply made a choice in their lives. However, they have made a choice in their lives and are now taking healthcare out from the government because they made bad choices that have affected their health. The government yes.
Implementing penalties only based on the lifestyle choices in healthcare could also intensify the polarization, but how might such penalties affect different groups differently, do you think?
Like I'll explain later in my speech, we believe that this what we propose is the best for all stakeholders. And so continuing on to what I was saying just now, so now I'll move on to the clashes. So the first clash of this debate is the short-term and the long-term trade-off. Opposition may have a better short-term, but we've focused on the long-term benefits as the long-term is much better to have. In the short term, in our world, people with bad lifestyle choices may have to pay a tiny bit for their healthcare. However, they will get a better lifestyle overall and will prevent them from having to go to the doctor in the future. In the long term, we get a society where people rarely have bad lifestyle choices because we're giving them an actual incentive to stop them from starting a bad lifestyle. In opposition's world, people with bad lifestyle choices don't have to pay for their mistakes, and therefore they have no incentive to change. So moving on to my second clash. Which side is better for all stakeholders, where I will respond to your POI. The stakeholders that our first speaker has identified are people with poor lifestyle choices and the government. We benefit all of these stakeholders. Firstly, let's talk about the people with poor lifestyle choices. Although opposition may say that we are making them pay more for their healthcare, we believe that this is justified because they made this choice to harm their body, and it isn't fair for the government to make the government pay entirely for what they caused. They're sick so secondly, the government. Like our second speaker has said in her speech, the money that we get from healthcare goes to the government. This benefits the government because they can use this extra money to help improve our community. And this will likely be things like improving healthcare, educating more people, impacts on bad lifestyle choices, etc., which then circles back to improving our society in general. Proud to propose. Thank you.
Our Jimmy's precise that the government team has literally no word to say anymore. The government side can be summarized in one line. We have to stop from people having a poor lifestyle choice. By making them pay, people will learn that they can't have a poor lifestyle choice. I agree that a poor lifestyle is a bad, and we have to fix it. However, it's the best way to make them stop, to make them pay for healthcare, even if it's free healthcare. Also, even if they had a poor lifestyle, the influence that they have on other people it's the same as the people who just had a cold. Heart rate training is so differently, even if this does not harm others. Our worst case scenarios has to be better than the government's best case scenario. Our worst case scenario can be that aware of people. We can be that we can't aware of people and can't make them learn by this action. The government's best case scenario could be that people can be aware what their what would be the consequences of bad influence, bad lifestyle choices. However, even if it's not making them pay, there are other ways. We can just make it free, then tell them the consequence of what will happen later and educate them by only talking. That making them pay can stop some people by being wealthy again. Now I'll move on to my clashes. Our team's honorable leader opposition has brought up that we can't guarantee that the illness they have is only about the poor lifestyle they have. As our honorable leader opposition already mentioned in our argument, there are many other ways that they can get illness. The government might say that the poor lifestyle will impact a lot, so this doesn't make sense. Yes, I agree that the poor lifestyle they own will impact their health. However, can we guarantee that it's only about the poor lifestyle? Health problems can be caused by the types of illness that your family owns, environmental problems, or an illness that you have in the past. We are not saying that the poor lifestyle doesn't influence at all. We're saying that there could be another reason for the health problem. Only looking at the poor lifestyle and deciding only looking at it is very unfair, and we can't do that. Think about it. Let's say your dad smoked, sorry, or one day your dad was very sick. The reason for that could be smoking, but your dad already had that illness several times. You went to the free healthcare and asked for help. Then the doctor said that the people who had poor lifestyle like smoking need to pay a money. That's literally too unfair. The doctor doesn't even know the situation, but they keep saying this. However, the government team has reverted to this point. They chose to do the poor lifestyle. They are trying to help them to make a change. The poor lifestyle is, of course, our decision. However, the part of illness can be another thing that not only the lifestyle they have. For example, it could be environmental illness that they already had. My second class is as our deputy leader has brought up that people with poor lifestyle have the freedom to care. Why do we have free healthcare? It's for everyone to have a chance to get free service, and that means everyone that needs this care has to get it free. However, people who have poor lifestyles can be free and can be the same as people that didn't have a poor lifestyle. Really? Then why did you make a healthcare called free healthcare if this is not for everyone? Also, let's think if the poor people had a poor lifestyle. You were sick and needed healthcare, but suddenly free healthcare is not available for you and have to pay. That's so unfair to the poor people too. Think about it. There was a healthcare called free healthcare. However, it doesn't work for anyone, and you were very poor and didn't have enough money to pay. Then you likely to fare to get a healthcare because you can't pay for it. Judge, do you really want to make this happen? And if also everyone needs to be equal, and the people who with poor lifestyle also has to have a freedom to be cared for and not be different from other people. However, the government team has reverted to this point. They don't earn free healthcare. However, what does this harm to other people? Also, some people can't pay the normal hospital money. They did the choose to have a bad lifestyle. However, do we really have to make them pay? Even some people can't, and they might have a serious problem. Therefore, at the end of the day, our team is able to rebut all of the government team's point as well as being present three strong claims. They show that we stand with the argument while they stand with none. Therefore, the opposition team could debate how to oppose.
Oh my god, please have a further understanding or a simple understanding of our argument. Today I'll be delivering the reply speech for our team opposing the motion. In countries with free healthcare, this house believes that people who makes poor lifestyle choices should have to pay the part of the cost of their healthcare. Firstly, I want to highlight the strengths and weaknesses of both sides in this debate. One significant strength for our team was our ability to present clear and strong arguments that resonate deeply with the realities of present society. We articulated how penalizing individuals for poor lifestyle choices in healthcare could disproportionately impact the existing social inequalities. Penalizing them further would deepen these disparities, contradicting the fundamental principle of this healthcare access for all. Moreover, our team effectively highlighted the complexities involved in health outcomes. We emphasized that attributing health issues solely to lifestyle choices oversimplifies the factors at play. Furthermore, our team provided compelling reasons and real-world scenarios to illustrate the potential negative consequences of the motion. We discussed how penalizing individuals for poor lifestyle choices could deter them from seeking timely medical care, resulting in worsened health outcomes and increased healthcare costs from the long run. Consequently, based on the comprehensive nature of our arguments, grounded in ethics and social justice, our opposition team win this debate. Consequently, for these overall reasons, our opposition team takes the debate home. Thank you.
Opposition has not given us a clear alternative to what they are going to do this to solve the problem in our status quo, which is people having bad lifestyle choices and affecting their own health. They have told us to do it as a community, as a society, but keeping it the way it is will not solve the problem. Look, if keeping it the way it is and just letting people go about do it and supposedly fixing it as a society, then why would people still be smoking? Then this would be working right now. Opposition believes that this could lead to polarization, as less privileged people may not be able to pay for healthcare now. However, this is only a very big if that if they have bad lifestyle choices. If they have good lifestyle choice, then they do not need to pay. Besides that, those who are less privileged are unlikely to have bad lifestyle choices because they know that they will have to pay a lot if they make a bad lifestyle choice. So why would they even adopt it in the first place? So opposition has also said that maybe their illness while they're going to the doctor won't only be because of their lifestyle choices. Yes, this is true. However, they also admitted themselves that their lifestyle choice still takes up a portion of it. In the case that it is a long-standing disease, this is a different case. Things like cancer or leukemia are already accounted for before, and they will have a record of it. This is because it doesn't take up the entire portion. That's why we're not making them pay everything. That's why we're only making them pay a quarter of the total medical fee. So now we move them to think that opposition has not taken down on our side, which is why therefore we should win this debate. So firstly, we have talked about deterrence and a incentive for people to stop having these bad lifestyle choices. They have taken this down, but they have attempted to take this down by claiming that there are better ways to do so. However, they have not outlined very clearly how are they going to do this on their side. They have not given an alternative on how they're going to fix this, through what funding, through what means. Are they going to achieve this way for the whole society to help them? Through rehabilitation means, well, we have that too in our long term. They have not taken down our long term outweigh short term, because in the long term, we have rehabilitation system, education systems, and also ways to improve the healthcare so people won't have these bad lifestyle choices anymore. Once again, we might lose a lot in the short term, whether in angry people, bad money, people not wanting to pay. But keep in mind, short term is for a while. And as our world slowly begins to unfold, we actually benefit in the long term. And remember, long term is the rest of the life. You would rather have a world where people are not satisfied for a short period of time than solving issues and decreasing bad health habits. In conclusion, I strongly believe that the motion should stand and side proposition should take this debate home. Thank you.